What's up guys, my name is Sean from White J Production, and today we're gonna talk about batteries. Now, I know this can sound a little bit boring, however, this is a video I wanted to make because I recently discovered something that has already saved me hundreds of dollars and probably saved me thousands of dollars in the future on batteries, and I wanna share that with y'all today, as well as go over what are the best batteries for your camera rig. What are the best of each kind? How can you use each kind? And what are your options out there? Because there are more options than you might think. So before we get to my incredible money-saving trick, let's go over the different kinds of batteries that exist because they all have different purposes and this trick won't work with everything. First off, this is a Viltrox 99 watt-hour V-mount battery. You're gonna see this on like 99% of cameras at a more like consumer level. On mirrorless cameras, you'll see these, people just kind of slap them on. The cool thing about these and what separates them from, say like a power bank, if you're using a power bank to run your camera, is not only do they lock on, but they have pins at the bottom. You can see it right there. Those will, for example, this is an adapter. This has pin, I don't know why I'm flipping it that way. They have pins right there. This locks up. I don't have to put any cable on this. I just take this, attach it to my camera. Power is just delivered to my camera automatically. So if you don't know anything about camera batteries, there you go, V-mount. These are generally cheaper in both price and quality. You can pay for like some Bebob batteries. They're dummy expensive, or Anton Bauer batteries, Hypercore Neo batteries, really, really expensive batteries, but they're quality. Which brings me over to gold mount. Now, gold mount, similar to V-mount, you just take it, you plug it into your camera. This one goes sideways. This has 3 locks. By the way, these are way more secure than V-mount. I don't care what anybody has to say. I have dropped multiple V-mounts straight off camera. They'll just pop off. Gold mounts do not pop off camera. So I prefer gold mount, but because these batteries are less common, you'll see they are more expensive and they are higher quality. So that just means that while, your cheaper, V-mount batteries that you'll find, your small rig, newer Viltrox ones, they'll last you a few years, kind of like an old cell phone. They just start losing battery power. Gold mount batteries really don't do that. This one was resold back in 2018. This is an Anton Bauer HCX Dionic, dummy old battery, by the way. This has lost like 20% of its original capacity, and it's a 150 watt-hour battery, meaning it's got a little more charge, and this lasts a little longer on my camera than this does. This was about $120 without any kind of discount supplied. This I paid for like 60 bucks on eBay. So if you want, you can buy high quality batteries used. However, I don't necessarily recommend it. Was something I did though. Now, next I want to talk about the probably next most popular type of battery, and that's like the Sony MPF style batteries. So this is a MPF 550. It's a replacement one from Neewer. I don't buy the proprietary ones from Sony. It's just dummy expensive and there's no reason to do it, especially since I don't use this with any Sony proprietary gear most of the time. This is a 970. I love these from Neewer. I think I paid like 100 bucks for a charger and 4 of these. They're great. And they're great because of this. This is a little V-mount to MPF adapter. I can just take a battery, pop that in there. It works on the smaller ones too, obviously. Take my battery, pop it in there. With 2 of the 970s, I can slap this on my Red, and I can run my Red camera for right about 2 hours with 2 of those, which is a long time. And you might be thinking, oh, running a Red for 2 hours, how will that handle up on a mirrorless camera? That'll run your mirrorless camera for like 8 hours straight without turning it off. So if you want to go cheaper than V-mount for the price of one of these, you can get 4 of these and a charger. Pay like 30 bucks for your little adapter if you really want to, and you don't really have to with certain cameras, but you can do that and essentially get, 2 of these worth. So if that's something that really matters to you, do that, and that way all your batteries run with your monitor as well. Now, I want to get into my $1,000 secret. I discovered this recently out of necessity. I like using my Red camera for sports because it has up to a 30-second pre-record, which is very nice. Normally, I would say that there are better cameras to do sports. I'd rather shoot with my Lumix for sports. It's a lot lighter, easier to move around. However, that pre-record on the Red just is a lifesaver. I record way less, even though this has its cons shooting sports. it works for the most part, and that makes it worth it to me. However, usually I don't shoot the whole game with it. I'll shoot all of my important stuff, usually the first half through halftime on this camera, and I'll swap over to my Lumix. However, I forgot my battery for my Lumix a few weeks ago, and I had to shoot an entire game on this. And I had only brought one battery. This lasts me an hour and a half. I'm shooting basketball. Basketball games last longer than an hour and a half. I figured, well, this company, hold up, let me look up how to pronounce this company real quick. Okay, the company is pronounced Ainu. They sent me this. They didn't ask me to make a video on it or anything. They were kind of just like, hey, here you go. If you want to include it in a video, include it. And at first I was like, I might mention it. We'll see. I do like power banks on set. It's nice if you really need to recharge something. And I was just thinking, this might be useful to recharge a gimbal on set. I was wrong. This is a 25,000 milliamp battery. This is basically like 1.5 or 2 of these batteries. And so I figured, I'm at this game. I brought this battery and this battery. I don't have a way of powering the red with this battery, but I do have a way of charging this battery with this battery. I did a little bit of research, and since this battery is a smart battery, it allows what's called pass-through charging. What pass-through charging allows you to do is to charge this battery while it's being used with this battery. There's no risk of your camera getting damaged. There's no risk of your batteries getting damaged. In fact, it'll actually prolong the life of this battery, because what I found is I'll Velcro this battery to this battery. I'll take my V-mount adapter, pop it on there. I take it and throw it on my red. And it sits very nicely. But what I do is once my Viltrox battery hits 50%-ish, I'll take my power bank, run a cable into my battery, which locks it at pretty much 50%. It's only using the power it needs from the power bank, meaning my Viltrox battery is just passing the current through, which means instead of taking my battery from 100% down to 0 each and every single time, I can keep it at 50, which prolongs the life of my battery in the long run because it's not tossing in and out electrons all the time. It will kill your power bank more and more, but power banks are super cheap. I think this one was like 60 bucks. Again, the company gave it to me for free, but I'd rather replace a $60 battery every once in a while than be replacing my V-mounts all the time. Originally, I was looking at buying some of like the Hypercore Neo batteries, I think they're called. I see a lot of people use them. They last a while, they're nice quality, but they're not Anton Bauer prices. And I was thinking about getting those for my red camera. However, after I tested this out during that basketball game, I realized that, this could be cheaper than I thought. Instead of spending $200, $250 on a single battery, I could just be using the $60 power bank and be getting almost 3.5 to 4 hours of runtime on a single battery setup, which normally my runtime is like an hour and a half off of that single V-mount battery. So not only do I have to carry less batteries with me, but my battery's life will be prolonged and I don't have to spend more money, which is a win, 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 win. Now, normally I don't like promoting brands unless I use it. Almost all the videos I make here on this channel are off things that I either already owned or a company sent me and I liked. If I don't like something, I will tell you that I don't like it. I like this power bank. It's super nice. I'm going to include a link in my description. To be honest, right now, I don't remember if the company even sent me an affiliate link or not. I'm just gonna put a link in the description because it works so darn well. I haven't had this battery for long, so I can't really talk about its long-term effectiveness. However, for $60, I couldn't care less. So if you are looking for a long-term power solution and you're a little bit frustrated with the expensiveness of batteries, I would genuinely suggest go ahead and get yourself a cheap, smart V-mount. Please make sure it's a smart V-mount. Check that the V-mount, allows for pass-through charging. Be careful when doing this. Don't do this with like any battery you have out there. And then get yourself a power bank. It can be this one, it can be another one. They claim that this is the smallest 25,000 milliamp battery out there. So this might be your best option, which is why I'm including it in the description of this video. But check it out because like, it stays stuck. Like, it's not going anywhere. Also, a nice little display on the back, tells you what your percent's at. Very nice, very useful. Just take it off when you don't need it anymore, or don't, I don't care. Again, nice and it's just stuck on there. So if you're concerned about, oh no, how do I mount this here? Just use Velcro, it's clutch. If you don't know, Velcro is the GOAT when it comes to attaching things to other things. Just use it. It'll save you time and money because you don't need to buy some dumb $20 or $30 attachment from SmallRig every time you want to mount one thing to another thing. Well, that's about all I have for this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, like and subscribe. It helps out a lot. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below. I'm happy to answer any of them. Until next time.